% of the population fairly represented in decision-making houses? Are our police a service or a force? Is devolution working, or are 47 counties more? Can we reduce them? Let this intergenerational conclave be where we ask, is our education system serving us, or is it failing us? Have we compensated victims of police brutality? Is there something wrong with the president? And what is his side of the story? Is there something wrong with Rigathi Gachagua? And what is this issue with negative ethnicity? This dialogue is also where we will ask ourselves as a youth league, is there something wrong we need to refine with our party? Are we still liberal? Are we conservative? What is the way forward? This is the dialogue where we ask about our expectant mothers and young girls. Who cares for our living conditions in the slums? Who cares for our vegetation? Who cares for the most vulnerable? Are we comfortable seeing chokoras in the streets? Are our young ladies safe? Are our teachers safe with their salaries? How do the police live? These are some of the issues that this dialogue calls us onto. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister will proceed from there.
Fellow youth, this isn't just another political event. The intergenerational conclave could be a historical turning point, but only if we claim with clarity, courage, purpose, and let us come into it not as spectators, not as stakeholders, but one day we will tell our grandchildren, this was our generation that marched, that sat down with dialogue and won free education and better health care, police reforms and justice. But we also call on the government, including the president, to be genuine. Let this not be a beer stand or a baraza of lecture. Let it not be a demoted by youth who are handpicked to clap and pose for photos. It should be a playground for political brokers. The stakes are too high. As we end, we call on the youth, activists, social media justice centers, youth in the left groups, youth leading political youth wings, youth in the slums, in the rurals, youth who are male or female, youth in the plateaus, plains, hills, and beaches. We may be Christians or Muslims, born of peasants or professionals, but we are one people. We all salute the same flag, sing the same national anthem, and dreams are the same dreams. The young man in Kisumu wants what the girl in Kirinyaga wants: quality education, a dignified job, a clean environment, a just government, and a safe country, of course. We attend the same colleagues, buy in the same shops, use similar currency, and God knows our blood and aspirants are the same. Our skin shines chocolate, and why then can we sit and forgive a way forward of our government, of our country? When we finally sit down as a country, we speak to one another. Kenya will win. May the spirit of our forefathers who fought in the bushes to bring independence guide us as we forge a path forward. May the spirit of Jaramogi Odinga Odinga, Pio Gama, J.M. Kariuki, Pinto, Bilda Gagia, Wangari Maathai, Dedan Kimathi, Ramogi Ochieng Oneko guide us through as we desire a new Kenya. We congratulate Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga for always rising the occasion whenever the country calls upon him. O God of all creation, bless this our land and creation. Thank you.
ODM Youth League. ODM Youth League.
Haili Bila Sisi. Yes, as my colleagues have read the statement that we prepared jointly, that's a collective work of the ODM Youth League New Generation. As they have put it, we are going to go to the table on clean hands and we expect a lot, and as they quote it from our statement, that we're not expecting barazas and the PR stands. And we ask ourselves a tough question as young people within the ODM party, that are we going to be able to have the true face of the young people represented on this table, or on this table of conclave conversation? To the fourth state, we must agree that as we went to this table for conversation, we have had many conversations in the country, but we have never had any like this one for intergeneration. We have never had any like this one conclave. We have never had any like this one, where people drawn from different generations sitting together to reason together. We must agree that we have had many theoretical conversations in the country, but a number of them are collecting dust in the selves. A number of them have not been implemented, including the historical one, the TGRC report, which is so dear to us. We going to this the conclave conversation with a clear mind that we want it to be very practical conversation for our country, an implementable conversation for our country. But the most important thing that we must have as we go to this table, where we have agreed unanimously and collectively, that this conversation must have a time frame. Implementation must be within a time frame. We must agree that these young people here, a number of them are jobless. If the government of the day will delay, as they have been doing it even with our 10 points agenda, the momentum that we signed with them on the NADCO, that if they fail to implement these, the outcomes, recommendations from the conclave conversation that we'll have, we will just do the doable that we have been doing. We'll pour and petition our case again to the street, to the young people of our country. We have petitioned our case to the state. It's time now to get solutions. It's now time now again to get a new Kenya. As I quote and finish it up, just as they got a new French government or French country, they sat down. We Kenya, this is another chance to born a new country where we are all going to be included, and our generation will be counted in. Thank you.
Okay, first I want to thank the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for coming up with the idea of the conclave. We have seen what has happened in the country. The youth went to the street, but it has not borne much fruit. We have seen that a lot of people are losing lives.
You are far away from
You're far away from the microphones. Still switch, you and her.
I want to thank the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga for coming up with the idea of the intergenerational conclave. I believe that this came after he saw that the youth went to the street. It first started as a noble idea because it's the right of every Kenyan to demonstrate whenever they feel that they do not get enough from the government. But then we saw that it was hijacked by goons and a lot of people have lost their life. We have had female women being raped, and we've had a lot of business people going back to poverty because their businesses have been destroyed. So we embrace it fully, we embrace the conclave fully, and we call upon it to be acted upon immediately. And I also call upon our leaders to ensure that this conclave does not happen in boardrooms or in town halls and stuff. We need this dialogue to go right down to the youths in the grassroots. We want to go to West Pokot, we want to go to Garissa, we want to go to Kisii, we want to go into those slums in Kiampio, in Kibera, and listen to the youth. What do they really want from this government, and how are we going to ensure that the government is going to listen to our plight? I also call upon for us, female youths, to be included in this conclave. We shall have our own wing as the female youth, to have our ideas, to have our cries listened to. Yeah, so we call upon everyone to join us, and what I can say is that it cannot be about us without us. We have to be included in that table, and it has to go all through Kenya. We have to go deep into the counties and the villages, kila mahali. So I call upon the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and the President to ensure that this conclave starts immediately, and that whatever report that comes out of it is implemented very early before things boil out. Yeah.
I'll conclude now. My brother Steve will conclude.
Then we can take some questions after that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you attach yourselves to negative people, you fall below to them or to their level. Today, I want to also support my party leader, Right Honorable Amolo Odinga, for being positive and bringing the intergenerational conclave. For us to have proper policies for our security apparatus, we must have intergenerational conclave. For us to have a proper healthcare, for us to have proper a functional education system where we don't lose money or we don't siphon money in terms of ghost schools, we must come as youth to sit down and have conversation about that. For us to ensure that we have medicine in hospitals. If government cannot produce that, we as youth, what are we doing? We must come together and have conversation around that. For us to do away with this shoot the leg, we must as youths come to do or rather give good policies, what we think should be done by the government. That is why we as youth, we are calling for this dialogue, and we need it to be implemented immediately, and we are making a clear call to our young people. Come out, join us, let us have a conversation together, let us make Kenya great, let us go out, walk in all the parts of this country, let us have a conversation. It is possible. I can do it, you can do it, we can do it. I plead with all youths across the nation. We come, we support this conclave because it is something that is going to bring fruit into this nation. If we want to play, or rather we want to listen to people who have negative ideas, we will not make a move as a country. The people who are going to suffer most are youths. Therefore, it is my plea that even as we sit here, I want to believe that we have a concept on how this thing should be done. And it is good that we have a leader who has given us an idea. Of course, it is youth that will spearhead this. I plead with young people, please come out. Let's join hands together. Let's fight this together. It is possible. Even if you don't want President Ruto to be in power, come, let us have a conversation around that. Because you cannot say, oh, this, we don't want this, yet you are out. Let's have a conversation. How do we go about it? We must come out together. We must do this. Intergenerational conclave must happen. We must do it. We can do it. And it's going to happen. We are putting our voice. Let this go to all youth across the nation, across the political divide, that we're calling upon all of you, irrespective of your party that you belong to. We are not siding. We are not saying that it must be done or rather we will force you by the rules of the party. No, it is a conversation. You can speak your mind. ODM is a liberal party. You've seen it is the only party where a leader can differ with the party leader and nothing happens to him because it's a liberal party. We are a democratic party. Let's come together. We put our voices, our minds together. We see how we can pitch for the future of our nation. Because I believe these young people have a plan. And if we don't bring or rather we don't join these our bright minds together, we're not going to do it. Please, it is the time. Now is the time. If we don't do this, we will regret. Kindly, young people, my fellow Gen Zs, all the millennials, let's come together. Let's have this dialogue. We find a solution for our nation. We find how we can stop this issue of ghost schools that siphons billions of money away. We can stop this issue of security thing or shooting people if we come together. Thank you so much.
Yes.
In the intergenerational conclave is within the 10-point agenda, which was signed between the president and your party leader. It has never been implemented. How different would this be?
Can I be heard from here?
Yeah.
The MOU that was signed was between UDA and ODM. What we are calling for is a dialogue of the nation. What we are calling for is a dialogue between generations, between sectors, religious groups, between experts. What are our farmers saying? What are the kids in the slums saying? What are the kids in Turkana saying? What are the teachers saying? By the way, have you ever heard what about the police? Have you ever gone to where the police live? What are their stories? What are the stories of the media council? But what about Dr. Ruto? What is his side of the story? Can we help him? This is a generation of this nation. People everywhere. And that's why my party leader was saying, let it start from the grassroots. So the MOU is between UDA and ODM. We are ODM, but we are also Gen Zs. I want to tell you the truth. I was born in 1997. I might not look Gen Z because this country is so hard on me. But I am Gen Z. Technically, I'm Gen Z. I was born in 1997, November. But what I want to tell you is that in that MOU, there was a 10-point agenda. But this is more than what was signed then. So what we are saying, and as my brother has put it, let all the generations embrace this. Let it be known that what did we achieve? Of course, we went to the streets. I was there. I've been in all the streets, even including the Sabasaba that was not so much embraced with the people in my circle. But what I'm saying is that we've been the streets. We touched into the parliament. But what did we achieve? What will we say 30 years to come? What did we achieve as a generation? The people in 1963 will say they achieved their independence. And today we fly our own flag. We have a black president. The people in 1980s will say we have multipartyism. And today we have ODM and UDA and Jubilee. And now we celebrate multipartyism. The people in the 2000s, early 2000s will say we fought. And that's what my SG was saying, Honorable Sifuna. He fought in the streets. They removed the Nyayo regime and they got a new constitution. Oh, what did we do in the year 2025? What have we achieved? And that's why we are saying in the next 30 years, let us be accountable to the next generation. Let us pass a torch, a clear torch that this is what we did. We gave them free education. That is one of the key. Actually, we have a concept for the conclave. We will want education discussed there, police reforms discussed there, devolution discussed there, and the future of the nation. Thank you, Vincent Afani.
Well then, my name is Ruga Ivan from TV47. Nikifululiza hilo swali, you said you're going to have a time frame. Do you have a proper plan or which criteria will be used for the people who are going to be at the conversation table? Raila Odinga had said that you're supposed to have around 1,880 delegates from all the counties. What's the plan of bringing people to the table?
We have a concept for that. That's why I said that here we have Gen Zs who are experts. And we sat down and we developed a concept. The criteria, as proposed by us, is that we go to our polling stations and to our wards. People in the wards know each other. They can sit down in a baraza somewhere and elect a presiding officer somewhere, a secretary somewhere. Then they will write their issues from the ward and in the slums and in the deserts. After that, the issues from the polling stations will be picked. There will be delegates from the polling station to the ward, 10 per polling station. Then they will have a ward conclave, mini conclaves in the ward. The ward will elect delegates from the ward to the county. Then we'll have mini conclaves at the county level. Then after that, we'll have also generational mini conclaves. We will need a Gen Z conclave, mini conclave. We will need a Gen Alpha mini conclave. We will need religious groups mini conclave. We will need, the media have also been complaining that they have been beaten in the streets. We will need a media mini conclave. We will need every other person, even the people in government. Even the police will have their mini conclave of reforms they want of a new Kenya. Then after that, we'll have a major conclave. That's what we are doing. Maybe we'll go to Bomas, or we'll find KICC, or anywhere. Then all these mini conclaves will bring their resolutions to the table.
So who will be presiding that?
That is what we proposed here. That the media can do it. Media is a neutral ground. We have, as political parties, we have a center that unites us. It's called the Center for Multi-Party Democracy, can do that. We can find someone from international people, they can help us do it. We need a neutral ground. This thing cannot be done at State House, of course, that is a home ground to President Ruto. This thing cannot be done in our institutions of higher learning, that is the home ground to the students. We will need a neutral ground and a neutral referee and a neutral mediator. That is as per our concept.
Last question, what's your time frame? You said you're going to have a time frame. What's the exact time frame?
We will need to present this proposal to all the major stakeholders. And we will need to present this proposal first to the people at the grassroots and to the slums. Do you accept this proposal? Then we will also need to present it to the government. Do you accept this proposal? Then we will also need to present it to the person who proposed it, the Prime Minister. What do you think about this proposal? Then we will spearhead this for the knowledge, the civic education. Then we will find a mediator who will now guide us from there.
Theo Masharia from K24. My question to you is, you as a Youth League of ODM, what is your stand on the dissenting voices in the party right now? We're seeing some factions are rallying behind the SG, Edwin Sifuna, and others behind Raila Odinga. So what do you have to say about that in the party? And number two, you as the Youth League of ODM, are you still in the opposition or you are in government, or what is what? What is your stand on that?
You want to answer that? Let me give my brother to answer that. Now that's an easy question.
Yeah, it's not a tough question to him, though. I'll start with the second question. In our Constitution 2010, we don't have opposition, not the minorities and the majorities. And ODM being that since the 2010 Constitution, we have been the minority side of government in the parliament. People have presumed, and Kenyans have stuck to the old Constitution that we have the opposition. We must agree that we are having institutions that need to check each other. The executive need to be checked by the legislature. So that's a question that I think we need to strengthen our institutions. The legislature needs to be active, very independent, and without influence from State House or the executive arm of government. Number two, ODM as a party has remained a pro-people since its interception in 2005 to date. And you'll agree with me, that's why many Kenyans identify with this political party. We will remain the defenders of the people of Kenya, and even beyond the borders of this country, because we have Kenyans in the diaspora as well. So we have the voice of the reason. We are the voice of those who are voiceless, those who can get opportunity to address the matters and issues affecting them direct. So we, ODM party, we are still a pro-people party. We are just a minority in the parliament, both the parliaments. But we have institutions that need to check each other. We need to check, and Kenyans need to live with that fact that we don't have opposition in this country with our new constitution. We have presidential system of government. To your second question on the dissenting voices within our political party, my brother touched on it, and he said it very clearly, that the D in ODM is democracy. We are a very democratic party. We welcome all diverging voices within our political rank. That's what has been holding us together. And that's why ODM has very great, strong fabrics holding it together. Those dissenting voices have always remained. They have been there before. But again, you must agree with me that SG Sifuna is not dissenting. He's giving a clear position of the party. SG Sifuna is not dissenting or disagreeing with the party leader or any other leadership of the party. He's giving a clear identification of this political party. We identify with that. We are sitting here. Number two on the same. SG Sifuna is the other day, gave a clear direction. We are ODM party. We are going to have a presidential candidate come 2027. As a political party, we are not working with you. We are not going to support another political party. Yet we are building a political party at ODM.
He is being identified as a rebel in the party. So are you identifying also with Sifuna as the rebel in ODM?
I think I've said that, my brother. Sifuna is not rebelling. Nobody's identifying with him as a rebel. He is the spokesman of the party. He's the one, is the official spokesman of the party. So the position that he gives the truth and the position of the party.
Maybe also, one just to add on that, I think yesterday the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga also, he also clarified on that and said that Sifuna is the SG of ODM. And he's the patron, and he said that whatever Sifuna is saying is right, and it is his right to say whatever that he has. So whoever is calling him a rebel is calling him as at a personal level, not as the party, because his Honorable Raila already clarified on that. So
don't you see he's contradicting himself when the party leader says that he's going to support President Ruto until 2027 elections? Here you are saying you are going to fill the presidential candidate. Are you not contradicting?
But he says that he will support him.
And then my question is, are you in the government?
He's not supporting him to become the president. He's supporting him to work for him.
If I can just answer him, party leader did not say he will support William Ruto in 2027 elections. He said he is supporting him up to 2027. But
so are you in the government or not?
Not elections. Elections, no. He was very clear about that.
Are you in the government or not?
You know, it's the government.
Who's the government? What is the government?
This is what's happening. This is what's happening. SG of the party is the one who do speak on behalf of the party. And SG did say very well that what makes people believe that ODM is in the government is the arrangement that was made. And in fact, it's calling it arrangement, not a government. There is no any signed memorandum or document that shows that ODM is in government.
So let me divert you a bit.
Whenever that happens, of course, we are a very, very open party. We do make our things clear.
So let me divert you again.
Excuse me. My name is Daniel Sare. Why should the youth, the tribeless and leaderless youth join whatever that you're doing?
Daniel, thank you very much. As they said, I think I can respond to that on the tribeless and leaderless. My brother will agree with me that today, after the 25th June last year, many youth-led organizations have been formed before that time. You'll agree with me again that the most recent one was even happened in our political party, ODM, when we had the young ladies who joined our political party, ODM. My brother will agree with me again that this is a rallying call that we have been having and campaigning on, we as ODM New Generation Youth League leaders, that young people need to join and identify themselves with these political parties. This is where the policies that run the country are being formed and being made. The policies running this country today were formed and made by the Kenya Kwanza Coalition and the UDA. We are telling these young people today that for them to influence the policies that run the country, they must identify with a political party. And possibly ODM is going to form the government of 2027 and beyond. They need to identify with ODM party and join it and influence the policies of that of this party, ODM, on how to run the country.
I think our issue today was about the International Conclave, and yes, I think
so a finalized question. Okay. I'm Calvin's. I was asking about, now we see there's a cry of education limbo. You are youth, and you know they are very youth in rural areas. They are not getting that a good educational career, yet educational limbo. What do you plans as Gen Z people, as a youth wing? What plan do you have about that?
I think what the Intergenerational Conclave is asking for is for us to have a conversation. And that is why we need experts in the education sector. That's why we need students. And that's why we need the Gen Alphas, so that they define for us, they design for us what they see education could be in this country. So it will be addressed deeply then. Yes.
Last question.
Yes.
I'm Felix from Kenya. What is this new that the dialogue is going to consider that was never considered before?
Actually, that's a very, very perfect question. There are very many new things. If you talk to women today, they'll tell you that there's something called SRHR that was not so vibrant in the 2000s. We talk about devolution, we need to relook into it. We need to talk about the police reforms. We need to talk about the university funding model. We need to talk about the climate change. We need to talk about a lot of things. There are very many new things, my brother. Like for real, there are very many new things. Like the things that were happening in 1963 are not here in 2010. Even the constitution itself needs a conversation. Even the day is new. Even our branding is new. By the way, even the chant we gave here is new. Even the faces of the new ODM new generation is new. But there is something I also needed to address that is off. But